What is up, good people of YouTube? Saint Cicero back with another video. Normally, I would never, ever upload a video like this, but I was just so satisfied with the end result of this game that I just felt that I had to post it just because of what I did and what I was working with in terms of teammates. So, I don't really have much of a subject to talk about for this video. I'm just actually gonna, kind of like go with the flow of like the game and, kind of like talk about what's going on in the game. So, basically, I was playing a little bit yesterday before I had to go to class, and this was actually the game, my last game before I had to go to class. And good Lord in heaven, these kids were dicks, man. They were just straight up fucking dicks. And I've been playing in the lobby with them for, I don't know, maybe like hour and a half, 2 hours, I think, was about how much time I was playing before I left. And they were just corner camping and just you'll see it a lot during the video, like they would keep going to like the same spots over and over again, and it was ridiculous. And at the time it was really irritating. I don't really care like too much for, obviously, yeah, corner camping bothers me and it really irritates me, but if you really think about it, all a corner camper is just somebody that doesn't know how to play. And if they don't know how to play, like, they feel that the safest course of action is just to sit in one spot with a gun aiming down the sights. I don't like it. I don't like it when it happens to me because I think I am a rusher in every sense of the word. So, obviously, corner camping bothers me, but, some people just flat out are just not good enough to play this way, and, that's kind of how I justify it. So, anyway, I really hope that, maybe you guys can excuse the amount of deaths just because this was a really close game, and, I think I've put up, a lot of videos where it was, flat out, like, well, maybe not flat out, but, it was, we won by a considerable amount. I haven't posted a competitive match, and I know, a lot of YouTubers don't like to post competitive matches because, usually during a competitive match, they don't get the best, score, and, this wasn't exactly the greatest score. I'm not too proud of all the deaths that I had, but again, I just think that, I single-handedly carried this team to victory, and I was just really proud of myself with the end result. And I'm sorry I spoiled it, but yes, we do, in fact, win the game. And when we get to the final scoreboard, you guys will see what I was working with, and it's just, I thought the game was impressive, so, I hope that you enjoy it. I don't, normally you don't see a lot of the big guys that will post games like this, because, I don't know when this whole YouTube standard became, like, 100 kills and 5 deaths or less, or it's no good. But you can have good games if you go into like double-digit deaths. Like, it's basic math. I think in one of my first videos I said, if it's above a 3 KD, it's good for me. Like, it's that literally means you are getting 3 kills for every death that you have. So I'm sure a lot of you are smart, you know how to do math, and 3 kills per death, that adds up pretty quick. So it's whatever. You see guys like oh god, I don't know, Sandy Ravage, and I guess Mark of J is another one that's a big kill guy. they can get away with it for some reason because, you know, I guess they always post, you know, games where they get like 80 plus kills and like 17 deaths or something like that, and you know, everybody's like, oh, it's fine, you know, he got 80 kills. So I didn't necessarily quite get 80, but I got a pretty hefty amount, and basically I think if it wasn't for me, I'm pretty sure this team would have lost without a doubt. So like I said, I'm proud of it because I carried, and you know, carrying a team, you know, is not, I mean, people do it, but you know, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. You know, if you're constantly having to deal with, you know, the other teams like kill streak spam. And I will admit, in this game, there wasn't a lot of kill streak spam on the other team's part. You know, they kept getting UAVs and whatnot, but you know, you counter UAV with Ghost, which I pretty much run on every single class because, you know, I mostly play kill confirmed, and it's pretty easy to get a UAV and kill confirmed, so I always run Ghost. So it's basically like a necessity, for me at least. So I mean, if I'm a bitch for it, then I'm a bitch for it. I don't really care. I don't want to be, you know, if the other team's gonna throw up, you know, like 10 plus UAVs a game, then yeah, I'm gonna run Ghost because I don't want to be seen. I'm already using an unsuppressed weapon, so I mean, you know, if the enemy team even has, you know, the slightest hint of a brain, you know, it doesn't take a genius to look at, you know, the mini-map and see that there's a red dot behind you. So that's why I need Ghost, because I don't need to be constantly up on their radar. I mean, if I'm only appearing on their radar whenever I shoot my gun, you know, I can still be anywhere. I can still be anywhere at any point, you know. They have to they have to see me, like they actually have to see me in order to find me, or you know, they have to be looking at their minimap and actually be in the general area of where, you know, I'm firing my gun. So that's why I run Ghost, and yeah. So I think right here they actually got an EMP out of a care package, and I was so pissed. I was like, Jesus Christ. Because I have been running care packages for a while, actually, during my last Prestige, and a little bit in the beginning of this Prestige, I was running care package. And every time I call a care package in, all I'd get was a freaking death machine or a war machine or guardian or a sentry. Like, that was it. Like, that's all I ever got. I think once I got, like, Warthog, and I might have gotten like a VSAT like twice, and then these people are getting frickin' EMPs out of their care packages, and I'm just sitting there like, what the hell? Like, I would call in like 3 or 4 care packages a game and get like the same stuff. And that's not to say that, you know, war machines and death machines aren't bad. I just don't like them. Like, I really don't. I don't see like the point in running around with a minigun, I guess. I don't know. It just doesn't seem cool. I just don't like it. I don't know why. And then the war machine is basically a mounted grenade launcher. It's just like, I don't know. It's just, I hate noob tubes. I'm a purist in terms of guns, like in every sense, you know. Like, I don't think in any of my classes, I don't think any of my guns have like a reflex sight or anything like that on them. I actually do use like the iron sights mostly, but I mean, that could also just be a product because, you know, most of the maps are pretty small and you don't really need to aim down your sights, you know, all that much, and it's not really going to help you, you know, looking across the map. So, but you know, anyway, I think actually the game is about to wrap up here. So I ended up going 16 and 18. You know, like I said, I hope you guys don't, you know, mind all the deaths, but we did get the win. This game went, you know, took the whole 10 minutes, and you know, we won. We didn't get to the score, and I went 16-18. And you guys will see, like, nobody on my team even got over 20 kills. And to get 60 kills and whatnot, and then, you know, actually win the game with these corner camping douchebags, you know, it's just, I thought it was impressive. So I think I bring up the final score here in a second. Working with theater mode, I haven't discovered all the live stream, but yeah, there it is, 60 and 18. Nobody on my team got over 20 kills. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm Saint Cicero, and I'll talk to you guys later. I'm out. Peace.